Yes, people, welcome back. Welcome back to BBK Sports. Big up to everyone locked in. It's your football digest on a Monday morning, Monday evening, wherever you are. Every single one of you. I see 5 people already locked in. Yes, sir. Big up to Alvin. Big up to Bluebird. Staunch supporters of the channel. Big up to men like One LFC. You could probably even change that to your YouTube name. Big up to man like Raheem Buckham, champion of England. I see you, man, kicked off your preseason doing your thing. We won, doing the Jutta celebration on every score. Yeah, man, big up to you, bro. Big up to you. Big up to Liverpool. But I'm going to big up Chelsea as well today as the stream goes on because them men are world champions. But big up to every single one. I see 10 locked in people. Make sure you hit the like as you pop in and out the stream. I know a lot of the heavy hitters are on right now. So I think DJB is live right now. A couple of other men are live right now. So I get it. I get it. Yeah, but big up to Scans, another Liverpool fan in the building. Liverpool fan, Raheem Buckham, Liverpool fan. It's good, man. All good with Liverpool. I hear Liverpool is linked with Rodrigo today. We cannot let this happen. Like, remember back in the day when David Stern blocked the Chris Paul to the Lakers trade? The football gods and the governors of football we cannot let Liverpool get Isaac or Rodrigo. This would be bad. This would be dangerous. Bad for us. Yeah, can't let that happen. Why would you want Rodrigo though, man? Gakpo is growing into himself. Gakpo is growing into his own on that left-hand side. He can play striker. You got Diaz. I think if Diaz stays, and Gakpo ain't going nowhere. If Diaz stays, I don't think Rodrigo goes to Liverpool. But either way, Liverpool didn't need Verts. They won the league with McAllister, Szoboszlai in their middle. So, but they went and upgraded anyway. Big addition. Big addition. Because I told Views yesterday, right? I grade a transfer window 3 categories: backups or depth, replacements, additions. And until Gyökeres signs, we haven't made an addition to our squad. Haven't really made an addition. It's just backups, replacements. Frimpong, replacement for Trent. Kirkez, replacement for Robo. Verts, addition. Rodrigo would be an addition. Like, he's not replacing anybody in that Liverpool squad. So that man making Verts and Rodrigo as addition in the Liverpool squad would be dangerous. Big up to man like Darren. Big up to you, Majid. Let them know where the badness go. Big up to Buck, man. Big up yourself. I know you, man, can't wait for the season. Liverpool fans want the season to start right now. They got all their signings in for the most part. The fan base is united. They're ready to slap man up. Like, I feel bad for teams that go to Anfield and they're under the cosh right around that 20th minute, that 19th, 20th minute. Because when the clock hit 19, 20 minutes at Anfield, that's Diego Jota's number. The crowd is going to erupt. And if a team is already under pressure, it's going to be a red wave down in Anfield. But, I think our defense can handle it. But we'll see how it goes. Big up the chat, says Darren. So we're getting one of them. You're getting either Gyökeres, can't stop thinking about our own signings. So you're getting Gyökeres or Rodrigo, yeah? Big up Scan said he rather Leao over Rodrigo. I rate Leao. I do rate Leao. But the thing is, I asked Jordy Dredd the other day, like, you think he's more hot and cold? Because he does have some cold games, but when he is on, he is unplayable. He is unplayable. And I didn't even know he was that big until Scans point out that he's 6'2". Because typically wingers who are that techie aren't really that big. Big up to the Waffle Don, my brother, my stream partner in crime. Coming to you live on Friday with the warm-up. Will be the new name of our weekly show with the Waffle Don. Yeah, so big up to every single one of you locked in. And yes, sir, big up to every single one of you. And today, at minute 5:40, you people know what
Maybach music.
Follow me. I'm so sophisticated. To get a verse from me, you gotta be a nigga.
Maybach music.
I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover.
Maybach music.
Big up to E. Ross, even though no words are needed when brother E. Ross, the boss, enters the chat. Big up to the top dog in these YouTube spaces, the man that gets his own intro. E. Ross, the boss. Big up to him. Man pauses any stream that he walks into. What a guy, man. What a legend. What a legend. What a week it's been, says Darian. Chelsea winning the Club World Cup so easily. So easily, yeah. Gyökeres. Chelsea, we got to big up Chelsea still. We got to big up Chelsea because their side of the bracket was easy. Benfica, retirement home, some granddads over there. I get it. The Brazilian teams were good. You know, Palmeiras and Fluminense, they aren't pushovers. They're good teams. But I am the only fan. I think Rance may have said it as well, but I'm the only person who I knew in any group chat that picked Chelsea. Every group chat that I was in yesterday was 3-0, 4-0. I said 1-0 Chelsea. I thought Chelsea would 1-0 them the same way they 1-0 Man City in Porto. So Cape has Pazzo. Bro, you don't think Chelsea can 1-0 them? Because I was pushing the agenda that Maresca is going to lift 2 trophies in 1 year, and we're still making excuses for Arteta. That's the agenda I was running. So I said 1-0 Chelsea. Now, and they put 3 past them, and it could have been more. Palmer missed put 1 wide very early in the game. 3 past them in 45 minutes. 3. We played 180 minutes against them and couldn't and only scored 1 goal. And we're not going to pretend like PSG was not the best team in the world. Because prior to kickoff and the day before, everyone was creaming their pants over this PSG team, how good they are, how well they press, how good they are as a unit. Their midfield, best in the world. Hakimi, best right back. Mendes, best left back. Dembele, Ballon d'Or winner. They were cooking. PSG was PSG heavy favorites, and Chelsea turned them over in the first half. Bad day at the office, it could have been, but this PSG team is good. They beat Liverpool. They beat us. They beat Villa. They beat all the English teams. They beat them. They put 4 past Atletico with a top defense and a top goalkeeper in the world. They put 4 past Madrid. They put 5 past Inter with one of the best defenses in Europe. Everyone in the world rates Bastogne as a top dog. They put 5 past them. Most lopsided Champions League win ever. So I'm here for it. So big up to DJ Sav. Big up to Yasser. Big up to Brother Reese. Even though I'm not really watching the channel still. But big him up, see him with. So yeah, we may hate it, but big up to Chelsea. They won. And this is what happens when you finish 12th, you sack the manager, you spend the money, you sack the manager, and you give someone else a chance. And Maresca is making the more of his chance. Now, Arsenal fans, are you worried yet? Has that Terry Flewis made any videos about how dangerous or scary Chelsea are? Because he made a bunch of videos about how scary Arsenal are. Scary, scary, scary. And the scary team has yet to win. But, you know, Chelsea looks good. Big up to them. They did the damn thing. But back to the comments after I bigged up Chelsea all I can. We need these players for depth. I mean, if Rodrigo goes there, then Diaz and Gakpo becomes your depth. That's quality depth. I hear it. But I think Rodrigo is a starter in most teams in the world. If I'm naming left wingers, if I'm putting him on the left wing, where I think he can do his best work, it's very hard for me to name 5 left wingers. It's very hard for me to name 5 left wingers in the world that's better than him. I mean, you can argue Kvaratskhelia comes to mind as of late. I don't even consider Rafinha a left winger. He's playing on the left wing because Lamine Yamal is unplayable on the right. You know, Rafinha played most of his time at Leeds on the right wing. He just can't play the right wing at Barcelona because Lamine Yamal is just levels. But how many left wingers in the world are really better than Rodrigo right now? Oh yeah, I think he goes to Liverpool. That is quality depth to have Gakpo and Diaz playing in your cup games or coming to finish games off. You know, that's a mad one. Slap the like button on the way in. You heard the boss. You heard the Don. This season is for Jota, Diogo. Hey, I hear it. I hear it. Liverpool are riding the nostalgia. But football don't always work that way. We have something to say about that. City will have something to say about it. I hope we have something to say about the big boy conversation. But now, seriously, Liverpool, as professional as those guys are, seasoned veterans, Premier League champions now, the players that they're signing, Wirtz, Frimpong, Bundesliga champions, they have so many people in that squad that know what it takes to get over the line that very difficult for me to look past anything Liverpool is doing right now. That Raheem Buck up to hell with this depth crap. No, so Buck is a Liverpool fan, Darren. So he's talking about Rodrigo or Leao for depth. Big up to E. Ross, the Don man. You know, once E. Ross is in the building, we're gonna have a party. Leao is too temperamental. I hear it. Like I've seen him have some stinkers, and I've seen him play lazy, like lazy. That's why I think whenever I heard any links to him from the Arsenal camp, I was like, nah. His output doesn't justify his walking around on the field. Like I see Carlo let Vinicius in earlier years walk about the pitch and just stroll about the pitch and do his thing. But that's because his output was so good. Him going down that right side and setting up Benzema for goals. Setting up what was that guy named that after Benzema left, man? I can't remember his name right now, but he was cooking down that left side. Vinicius Junior. So Carlo just let him walk about the pitch. And just do his thing. Even Pachi used to let Mbappe walk about the pitch because his output was really high. Leao doesn't have that high output, and he does play lazy sometimes. With my own eyes, I've seen him. But when he cooks, man, when he decides that he's going to be unplayable today, that right back has a long day out. Big up Darren again, so you never know what kind of game you're going to get from him. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Yeah, man. That music got to drop, E-Ross. Got to drop. Big up to Why Not, says Sakamall. Whole management structure. Big up BBK, respected. The blessings and the flowers. Salute, Magenta. Big up yourself, brother. Every single time. Sakamall. Everybody. So this morning I'm doing my physical therapy and I'm listening to the Forever Arsenal podcast. Because the Turkish is on there. I love to hear Turkey push back on the shit that James says and that judges and Jordan. Oh Lord, he just be all over the place. But this morning, it seems as though the narrative coming out of that camp is like, okay, if we sign, you see the thumbnail, is this squad enough based on the players that we're signed and we're expected to sign? Is this squad ready to challenge? And I was like, nah, I put it in the title. Is this squad ready to win? We've challenged enough. No more challenge. Let's get the challenge word away from that. We challenged in 23. We challenged in 24. We didn't challenge in 25. 26, we need to win. The challenge thing is, there's too much bandwidth there. Too much left, too much right, too much gray area. The menu in football, in sports in general, should be short. It's wins and losses. And unfortunately, our sport is one of the ones that have draws. But when it's not a knockout competition, you have wins, losses, and draws. But for all intents and purposes, wins and losses, that's what's on the menu in sports. So keep it short. No longer challenging. We need to win. But the narrative that they're running is there's no way for these guys to hide. But they're talking about the players. Now, I want to hear them say there's no place for Mikhail to hide. Because it seems as if they want to put everything on the players before the season even begins. Okay, the players, and then find a way to hide Mikhail from accountability. Oh, say his name. There's no place for Arteta to hide in 2026. Man like Views, man like the Waffle Down, Eros, everyone who are lean towards this side of the fence where we want Arteta gone. That's the narrative we're running this season. No place to hide. There is no more hiding for the manager. Of course, the player is going to be accountable. They're the ones we go to see. Like, I pay money to go into the Emirates to see Ethan and Saka. I don't pay money to see Arteta. So the players will be held to account. But the manager as well. So let's not deviate from that. Big up to E. Ross. At the Waffle Don, Darren, why not? The best community on YouTube. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, man. Community. Top notch. I hope as we continue to grow, we maintain this level of cordial community camaraderie amongst us. Dig it. Big up Raheem again said, Darren, what you mean? We need depth. We'll be playing a lot of ball this year. So yeah, I think that was the disconnect. So Darren may have thought you were an Arsenal fan, but yeah, I think we cleared that up. Raheem Buckham. So yeah, make sure you can put LFC, Raheem LFC in your name. There's quite a bit of Liverpool fans that come through the space. You know, we have Mr. Battered, we have Scans, we have LFC Monster, we have Beauty from Loudmouth Football. Quite a bit of Liverpool fans come through the space. Yeah, bun them. I bun them. But hey, you know, they historically, I was telling K Paspaza the other day when he was like, why not give the manager a chance for the sixth season? Like 5 years isn't enough. And then I gave him the historical context of, because he was saying chopping and changing managers doesn't work, and I have to debunk that. I'm like, bullshit. Because statistically, over the past 20 years, Chelsea, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid have won the most trophies over between 05 and 2025. Those three clubs. What else do those three clubs also have in common? They have stacked the most managers in that time period. I don't think that's a coincidence. I do not. What are the clubs that had the least amount of managers in that time? Ours, Arsenal. And what have we won? Not that much. A couple of FA Cups. We have 3 permanent managers in that same time. 3. So make of that what you will. Big up to AJ, Patrick Vieira of all the mods in the YouTube space. Big up to you, bro. Hope you are well. A little hot today on my side as well. That's why I don't even have my hoodie on. I just got to wear a regular shirt today. I could not sit here in a hoodie, aka my streaming uniform. It was just a shirt today, especially since my knee is aching from that physical therapy this morning. Big up to all 18 of y'all locked in. He's right. BBK said Chelsea would win. I absolutely thought Chelsea would win. And this is why I was if you can and go watch the Saturday stream with K Paspaza, it has timestamps in it when he came in the stream and when he left the stream. It was a good back and forth. And I was telling him Chelsea would win it, but I also told him if Arsenal was making consistent finals, the energy around the fan base would be different. I absolutely believe that. Because this is what happens when you get to a final. You give yourself a chance. Especially domestic finals. Because I believe at Wembley, we do well as Arsenal Football Club. Like, we typically don't lose there. You know them ones. So if we were consistently getting to finals, I think we would have had a trophy in the cabinet by now. But we're not. That's the problem. We're not consistently getting to finals. And you get to a final and you give PSG has an off day and bang, you leave with a trophy. You knock off the champions of Europe. The way Inter Milan knocked out Barcelona, most people thought they would have beat PSG in the final. They took 5. Got Inzaghi sacked. Get to a final. Give yourself a chance. That's all I'm saying. Darren said depth players are easy to sign because nobody wants them. Sign attackers we need. I mean, for Arsenal, see what that's the thing. Now we're in a place right now that what we need and what Liverpool need are completely different because Liverpool squad is made. Liverpool squad is completely made and ready to go. AJ says, like the stream really helps me out. It sure does, people. I think we're on 12 likes right now. 15 watching, 12 likes. I can work with that. Big up your blood clot self, Majid. Yes, sir. And that pins everyone. Yeah, Darren, not gonna lie, PSG would smoke them. You thought PSG would smoke? Yeah, bro. I think one man even said 7. Man said 7. But Chelsea didn't come out and sit back. Chelsea came out and took the game to them. And I think that surprised PSG. They were expecting this Chelsea squad to just feel out the game, try not to lose it, and try to 1-0 them, as I thought they would. But here's the thing one last thing I want to touch on Chelsea, right? And this is why I hate excuses, because if you watch football over time, you will see excuses get exposed. Because when Arsenal didn't win in the first failed title charge, or when we got knocked out of the FA Cup in 2021 to Southampton or Nottingham Forest, whoever it was, when we didn't win, one of the excuses were, it's the youngest squad. It's the youngest squad in the league. It's the average age of 21 or 22 or something. But now we see in a bigger competition in the Club World Cup, this Chelsea squad is pretty damn young, very young squad, and they smoked PSG. So if you rewind the clock and listen to some of the excuses when we didn't win, it was the age of this squad. It's an excuse. It's an excuse that people used to cope at the time and to defend the manager as an excuse. No, it's never. If you can, if you're on the pitch playing first team football, you are good enough to play. Yeah, it was never it was never the reason that we lost because the squad was young. It was an excuse. And here's the thing, right? Right now, PSG fans can make excuses of why they lost. Chelsea fans will give you the reason why they won. Only the loser will look for an excuse. Because, winners doesn't have to. They have the trophy. Darren too. Darren also thought PSG would demolish them. But it's very difficult and very tricky to pick finals. Very. Now, you put PSG and this Chelsea team in a group stage game in the Champions League next year, and the demolition will happen. This Chelsea team go to the Parc des Princes in September and October, and they're feeling themselves now, and they go over there and they play. And PSG will like, "Now we got something for you," and PSG will might as well demolish them. It could happen. That's how football works. But in a final, weeky bum time, things happen. And the fact that Chelsea came out and just blitzed them and started strong really pushed them back and took them off guard. They gave PSG a heavy dose of their own medicine. And, bias aside, if they weren't London rivals, it was beautiful to see. And brother Abs asked me, like, are Chelsea even our rivals now, the way we do business in the transfer window? They seem like our friends. So I bet Arteta was probably somewhere cheering for him. So next season, the imminent Chelsea buy, because we will buy a player from Chelsea in 2025, in 26, 27. We do it every year. So which one is it going to be? It's not going to be Palmer. It's not going to be Caicedo. It's not going to be Enzo because he's in good form now. So whichever Chelsea player that is shit, that's who we're going to buy next year. So next year, get ready to be linked with Tosin. Get ready to be linked with Dewsbury Hall because VPN will be, out of favor, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll need another midfield. So get ready for another Chelsea connection. And because he's the Club World Cup winner, it comes with premium tax. We'll overpay for another Chelsea player. Heard it here first. We will be buying another Chelsea player next year. And that's what we do now. They are our friends over there at the Chelsea. Aaron Martin, big up, bro. Man says scary videos are only for Arsenal and Liverpool. Brewers is a club. Bro, I think for a month straight in 2022, 2023, I was still in Germany then, so I used to consume a lot of content. I wasn't making content, but I consumed a lot of it because I was on the same time zone as them. The work schedule lined up perfectly, right? So I'm in the office, I'm working, and I go home in the kitchen, I'm cooking, I'm on the train traveling to Milan and Istanbul. I'm doing all this, so it was very easy for me to consume content. And every day, bro, another Arsenal scary video was landing. I'm like, it's something about United fans that just doesn't make sense to me a lot of times. Because if you go to BBK Sports right now, people, you will see about 270 videos. I'm an Arsenal fan. This is not an Arsenal fan channel, but I'm an Arsenal fan. I have never made a Man United stream, ever. I've talked about Man United. I've had Man United fans on the panel. I've had segments of Man United, but I have never made a stream that was Man United content through and through. But every Man United content creator I know have made multiple Arsenal streams. Why is that? I don't get it. I don't know if you man can explain it to me, but I do not get his obsession with Arsenal football. Maybe because he was poking that little black thing at the time. That Jess knows Arsenal. Yeah, he was beating that up. So he had to simp and pander, I guess. And that wouldn't make sense because he's still doing it today. Apparently it's working for him. AJ bigging up Darren Martin every time. Yes, I mean, your mom makes you want to love football for the way it used to be, bro. That's why I don't. That's why I don't like to hear any R9 disrespect. Like to these kids, when you say Ronaldo now, they automatically go to the guy from Portugal. But you see that fat guy that was walking around, the FIFA Club World Cup, where you show today's kids a picture of that guy. You be like, that guy used to be the best player in the world. That guy make hundreds of millions of people love football, and you say, yeah. FIFA should pay that guy royalty checks. The amount of eyeballs he put on the screen back before we had football streamed directly to our phones. People used to gather in public spaces to watch him play. So big up to Lamine Yamal for doing that for this generation, because he is, aesthetically pleasing the way he plays football. And he is, and at his age, he's better than most of the players that we rate at that age. So when I hear people say Lamine Yamal is better than Messi at 17, I agree. He's the best ever at 17. I said, calm down. You see that phenomenon, that R9, that guy at 17 could do everything Lamine Yamal is doing right now and better. So, every chance I get to big up R9 on this channel and any football conversation is going to happen, because that guy made hundreds, I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of millions of people around the world love football. Do we have any world-class players? No, I don't think so. And I think I've said that many times. I think it. I don't really get asked that question enough, or quite often. It is a valid question, but I don't think we do. I think we have some very good players, but I'm an older guy and I'm an old geezer, so I don't throw the term world class out as easily as most people. For example, if I ask you if R9 was world class, it's an immediate yes. Yeah. If I ask you if Roberto Baggio, R9, Zidane, Ronaldinho, Messi, CR7, it's immediate, it's bang. Yeah, world class. But if you ask me if someone is world class and I have to think about it, if I have to pause, then you're not. Doesn't mean you're a bad player. If you ask me if Mo Salah is a world class player, yes. Listen, yes. But if you ask me if Saliba is world class, I'm like, very good player. But still has a little bit to go. So I don't throw the world class thing around too easily. But that's what we live in now. It's so hyperbolic where if you say someone is not world class, it means they're shit. Now I think we have a squad of really good players, or 6 or 7 really good players, but world class, nah. Maybach music, big up E. Ross. AJ agrees. In my opinion, no, I don't. I do not disagree, my bro. I do not disagree. Wahaha. Big up to you. Al Davis said it best. Just win. Yeah, man. Just win, bro. Just win, baby, win. Now, Al Davis. Now, you speaking of owners. That Al Davis, yeah? Now, the owners, we talk about Roman, Al Davis, George Steinbrenner, the boss before Ross and E. Ross. Yeah. George Steinbrenner, them owners. It was breathing air, and winning. Madness. Big up, Gavin. Tell us that you are good, my guy. Hope everything is well on your end. No more hiding for Arteta. This guy needs to win or leave. Simple as, yeah. Simple as. Simple as. The point is, like for me, even yesterday, I was on a stream with Gunner Street, and he was like, does Arteta have to win the Premier League to stay? I'm like, no, if he does a domestic double, it's hard to make a case to sack him if he cleans up domestically, or if he wins the Champions League. I can't sit here and be an hypocrite where I'm saying the reason I want him gone is because he doesn't win. But when he does win, I want him gone. You win. However, when you win, that doesn't automatically buy you another 5 years, is what I'm saying. Because once you win, you want to keep winning. Consistently get to finals and give yourself a chance. But you have to win something. Now, if he just wins a Carabao, fuck no. No. Not at 6 years in. I'm not hearing that. A domestic double, I might hear it. Arsenal was finished 5th, not Brett May. So this is a shout. It's been growing legs in these spaces, and it should have more legs on it now that Chelsea have arrived, so to speak. Because when the transfer window was lagging, quite a few of us, and I think Shanguna was one of them, Aaron, even myself, very concerned of where we will finish. Because at the moment when we were speaking, Liverpool are better than us, clear. City, I think we'll do City things and go back for their throne, so to speak. You cannot convince a Chelsea fan right now that Arsenal will finish above them next year. You can't. But fourth, fifth, I don't know. I think our defense is really good. Really, really good. For historical context, Arsenal Football Club have lost 15 Premier League games over the past 3 seasons combined. So I don't always just bash the club just to bash the club. Like I know that the defense is good enough to win. This is why I get frustrated with the manager. Now, if it was a shit team and I knew the team was shit and couldn't compete and couldn't win, I wouldn't have any problems with Arteta. The problem I have is I know the team is good enough to win something. And it's damn sure good enough to finish better than fifth. But one of the reasons why Shane and a lot of people who say we're going to finish outside the top 5 is because they're assuming that Arteta will finish the season. And there's some credibility there. I do believe if he lasts the season, if he starts so and he lasts the entire season, we run a big risk of this happening, of not finishing in the top 5. So I hear it. It's not a crazy take, not as crazy as some people think. Because it seems that because we finished second 3 years in a row, the happy clappers seem to think that second is just guaranteed for Arsenal now. And they forget that we actually limped to second this year or this past season. Had the season gone on for another 4 or 5 weeks, we would have been in trouble. Big, big trouble. Second is important to Arteta. So important to him that he was playing a full squad when the league was already won. PSG was resting everybody, and we were playing our full squad, knowing we had the second leg in Paris, down 1-0. We were up 3-0 on aggregate. We were down 1, having to score 2 goals, and he was starting everybody. PSG rested everybody. And how did that work out? What a blunder. Big up to the assembled. We're calling him the blunder man. Big up to Scants. And the senior players wouldn't allow Leao to be lazy. I hear that. Yep. Leaders in the team. I can see Van Dijk barking at him. I hear it. Big up to Scans. That's a shout. More time when you have to ask if, because you really know the answer is too late. Yeah. It's kind of like when, I consume a lot of basketball, a lot of NBA, and the whole Hall of Fame thing is a point of contention. Is this player a Hall of Famer? Is that player a Hall of Famer? No one questioned whether Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, these Hall of Famers. But then someone would ask me, you think Dwight Howard? And I'd be like, yeah. Once I do that, if I have to think about it, then you're in the Hall of Fame is meant to be for the very greatest players to ever play the game. If I have to think if you're in that category, no. And just because players are good, don't mean we automatically put them in the world-class category. Now, I've seen the whole thing with it's called Palmer the best attacking 10 in the midfield in the world now because, the recency bias is heavy. No, I don't think so. Because they were saying that when he went to Chelsea and started strong, and from January this year, he didn't score an open play goal until he scored in this Club World Cup. The best attacking midfielder in the world don't go 6-7 months without scoring. It doesn't. But, the recency bias is thick out here, man. Big up Aha, big up Gavin, big up Scats TV. Yes, man, why not? I mean, big up the people them, brother. Big up the people them. My sports world, so you think Berta, Arteta not cooking and you know what they're doing. I think Berta was critical in getting Gyökeres over the line, but I don't think he was Arteta's first choice, so to speak. I think if Edu was still here or if Arteta had his way, Gyökeres would be nowhere near Arsenal Football Club. Smokey West here. Dang. Big up to E-Ross for putting Scans' link in the chat. Scans, you can catch Scans on Red Pitch Podcast most of the time, people. Moss, he is talking about the world-class thing. Chelsea can be shit all season, but when it's time to win the game, they win that game. Yeah. Get to the final. That's what I'm saying, wahaha. Shit, how's your way to a final like Tottenham? It's not their fault they played Bodo Glimt in a semifinal. Because no one cares that Chelsea had to play Benfica on the other side of the bracket and PSG had to play against Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. Maybe, and you can't even argue that PSG and Bayern Munich took a toll on PSG because PSG dog walked them. They scored on Bayern Munich with 9 men on the pitch. 9. And got shut out with 11 versus Chelsea. So there is no excuse. Chelsea just was better than them on the day and punched them up. Proper punched them up. Proper punched them up. Big up to man like Static. One of the hardest working mods in the business. Chelsea always win finals. Except FA Cup finals against us. You know, people don't remember this, right? But I'll ask this question. Do you think if a team loses 3 consecutive finals in a row, are they considered bottle jobs? If a team gets to 3 finals in a row and lost all 3 of them, would you consider them to be bottle jobs? That is a question for the chat. You get to 3 finals and you lose all 3 of them, you get tagged with a bottle job title. Well, I'm here to tell you that Chelsea Football Club, and this is not in the 20s and 30s. This is 5 years ago. Let me remind us. Chelsea lost the 2020 FA Cup finals to Arsenal. Chelsea lost the 2021 FA Cup final to Leicester. Chelsea lost the 2022 FA Cup final to Liverpool. 3 consecutive finals, lost all 3 of them. But yet you never hear him labeled with the bottle job. Why is that? I'll tell you why. Because during that time, they won other things. Because in 2021, when they lost that final to Leicester with that Yuri Tillman screamer, they won the Champions League that year. That's why they don't get labeled with the bottle jobs. Because we beat them, Leicester, and then Liverpool consecutively, 3 years in a row. But you never hear or talk of them being bottle jobs because they won other things in and around there. Consistently getting to finals, Champions League finals, FA Cup finals, winning here and there will give you clout, will give you respect. Not even getting to finals and then you randomly turn up in them and then lose them is a different story. Big up to E. Ross. 15 likes now, people. Big up. No, he isn't, and there's no reason for none. We cooking. Viking in, mascara brilliant. So, yeah, the Nani one is a weird one, right? It's a weird one. It seems like another. It's not an addition. Like I go back to the 3 categories of a transfer window: depth / backups, replacements, and additions. Like which one of those does Nani Madueke fall in? No, he's a replacement at best. And if Trossard doesn't leave and Martinelli doesn't leave, then he essentially becomes depth. £50 million depth. Thinks we cooking. But I hope he cooks. Because on August 11th, when Nani walks out on the left wing at Old Trafford, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his. You know, I hope he eats Dallo for lunch and plays in Gyökeres for tap-ins all day long. AJ here with the receipts. Arteta has spent 8,982. Why can't he buy a trophy? It was 870 something a couple of days ago. You know, AJ got the receipts. You know, is the moderator, but he's the accountant. He keeping the receipts. Yeah, he's keeping the receipts. Yeah. I hear it. That is a lot of money to still have glaring holes in your squad. And you can't hide from that. No one can hide from that. Yeah. And even with people who love Mikhail to the hills and back, you cannot hide from this. That's a lot of money to still have square pegs and round holes. Chelsea to win the Prem, says not Brett May. Hey, hey, come back and see us. Come back and see us. My Sports World, there is the link. You go follow My Sports World, people. He is a gooner. Does pay way more United and sports too. Yeah, but United won 2 trophies in the past 3 seasons, Moss. And Tottenham just won a European trophy. That's the yeah, right. Here it is. Yeah, it's we're the only ones. That's what we're saying. That's why it's hard to understand. That's why it's hard for us to understand how people can't understand why we're crying out for trophies. This is why. Because the other teams are winning. The other teams were meant to be bigger and better than. Yeah, man, big up, man. We don't have to agree with you to promote your channel. What we do in this community. Let's get Moss Boss 1,000 sub. There you go, Moss. Big up to not Brett May. Not Brett May. And make sure My Sports World, make sure you send some of your followers and some of your subscribers over here as well, so we can share ideas, so we can hold them accountable for the shit that they may say if it doesn't align with the success of the club. Yeah, we beat them. Yeah, we beat them. We beat Man City as well. That's what I'm saying. We have to lay a marker down, Moss. We have to lay a marker down. If we can't buy a trophy with 980 mil, no one can defend that. But we're close, though. We're close, though. Big up to Brett May. Brett, I am a Arsenal fan, but this is not a Arsenal channel. If you support Chelsea, you are welcome here. Obviously, if I'm an Arsenal fan and I do mostly Arsenal content, because I won't glaze, I am not gonna. I said earlier, I don't understand how these Man United men do so much Arsenal content on their channels. But if you, as their rival, want to challenge anything I say, I'm here for it. Because I can go to the pub down the street and talk sports with any of the lads. But when you put your face and your time to it, people hold you accountable. I get held accountable every day in this chat. I say something that's out of line or something that's untrue or factually incorrect. You would hate even more if we didn't spend, but we have. It's not that we didn't or haven't. The reality is we have. I like to make that distinction, E. Ross. Because I deliberately. It's BBK Sports because not only I do Arsenal football, I also do NBA content and lots of other content as well. So I just not Arsenal. It's heavy. Like in the description of the channel, I say general sports content with a heavy concentration in Arsenal Football Club. A heavy concentration. Yeah, that's my blood. They are jokes now. They are. 17th negative goal difference. They are. And let Tottenham beat him 4 times in a season. That is criminal, That is criminal. Not good enough. And it's time to give someone else a chance with this squad. If we don't think anyone else can get anything out of the squad, then we shouldn't rate any of our players. Got to keep buying and trying when you see City pool, Chelsea going for it. Yeah, so we're going to be well over $1 billion by the time we win trophies. And then we're going to have to take back all that shit we said about Chelsea when they spent $1 billion. Because they spent $1 billion. They lived 2 trophies this year. We're close to $1 billion. Haven't lived one in 5 years. I support the Rangers, but Arsenal on my English team. Hate Spurs. Okay. All right. Big up to Brett. And you think Chelsea winning the league next year over City and Liverpool? Okay. Hey, fair enough, bro. I can't convince you otherwise. Your opinion is valid. Arteta cooking. Now, if they get Rodrigo over the line, I'll hear that. Then I'll understand. Oh, this is what you meant by goosebumps. Okay. But as of now, Moss, the stove is on. Like we'll meet there. I don't know about cooking, but the stove is on. Yeah. Man is still at the grocery store picking up the filet mignon. Or we expect him to, right? The filet mignon would be a Rodrigo. If man come back with just the regular 10-ounce sirloin, then it's not about to be gourmet, and it's just about to be a regular meal. But they're charging us gourmet prices. Is Nani the most decorated Arsenal player now? Come on, Wahaha. They rated Nani so much they let him leave the day before the final. They Thierry Henry. The Chelsea fans are just sending me all kind of names that we should call Nani. Bertha go into sack. Bertha go into sack after he wins nothing next season. I think if things ain't going the way Bertha wants it, he as a man of integrity, he'll walk before he let Arteta ruins his legacy. Yeah, this guy. Well, I don't know. Nah, bro. Arteta for the sack by Christmas. Now, Brett, I'm on record right here on this channel saying if we start slow and the Emirates get toxic, he may not last past the first international break, especially if City pull blitz. If City pull do a blitz and they're 10 points clear of us in October's international break, then the plug has to be pulled. Because it's not like he has a good record in the Cups, as AJ keeps pointing out. 1 in 22. So he's actually closer to the Premier League than he is the Cups. So have to pull the plug and give a manager who can actually deliver one of the Cups to salvage our season. Much Arteta about 10 Chelsea players, 10 Chelsea/Man City rejects out of 37 players so far yet to be back in. AJ have the receipts. AJ have the receipts on Arteta. If this is what they mean by getting Premier League proven players, is getting rejects from City and Liverpool. I mean City and Chelsea. Go overseas, goddammit. Go get timber from a fucking do some scouting and get a timber from Netherlands. Because he wasn't Premier League proven, and he's better than most right backs in the league right now. Guy, which right back in the league are we taking over Timber? As Arsenal fans, we're not. We're calm there. He wasn't Premier League proven. Like, we have to let these scouts do their damn. And if your scouting is just, hey, the players that Chelsea don't want, man, you should be fired. Because we can do that. Man, go scout players and sign proper players, man. What the hell are we doing? Arsenal signing Chelsea duds is criminal, absolute criminal, and we will sign another one next year, Brett. Next year's Chelsea dud incoming. Tosin, Adebayor, Dewsbury Hall. Modric is reinstated. Arsenal is linked with him. We were linked with him in the first place. We wanted him first. And he's already, they've already taken his number and given it to Cole Palmer. She doesn't do Arsenal, you mean? Must be talking about Jess. Arteta is cooking salmonella. Oh my days, he's gonna poison us. Big up to Gary. Don't waste the trip. You were good, Gary. Once we get Eze, if we get him, Arteta would have spent £1 billion. Woo! Woo! Hey, AJ, let the people know. Big up to Gary. Big up to Gary. There is his link. Brett says Declan Rice is world class. I think Declan Rice has had world class moments, but top player, really, really good player. But I don't even think Declan Rice is playing in his right position, because Partey was our best midfielder last year in the 6. I mean, is Declan Rice really an 8? I think they're a better 8s, And if he wasn't the best 6 in his own team because Partey was there, then was Partey world class? No, I think Declan Rice is a quality player. I've fallen out with people here on this channel. No, there will be no Declan Rice disrespect on BBK Sports ever. No disrespect for Deckers. But again, it's just, here's the thing with me with the world class thing, right? If I ask you, do you know the book definition of pornography? Like the verbatim. Probably don't. But you know it when you see it. Right? You don't have to have someone define pornography for you. You know some damn porn when you see it. I don't have to define world class. When someone said define world class for me, no, I don't. I don't have to define it to you. I know it when I see it. Like when you saw R9 play, you knew he was a world class player. When you saw Zidane, you knew he was a world class player. Ronaldinho, you knew it immediately. You know it when you see it. If there's any debate, any cloud around it, you're not. Darren agrees. Top player though. Top player. Class. That's not world class. Quality. But world class, stretch. Back the club for success. Winning, keep growing for sure. Sure, of course, it's up to you as a supporter, not the player or coach or management, and don't play anymore. Myself, so I support, here, live for titles. But if we're living for titles, Moss, and we have the manager 5 years in and he's not delivering, surely it's time to change the guard and give someone else a chance. There are managers who've been sabotaging, not giving a fair shake, but Arteta is not one of them. He's been given time, money, and his own players. Almost $1 billion, like that AJ has pointed out, and he hasn't won. Saka is world class. I won't argue with you, Brett. I will not argue that. Really good player. I don't think he's there yet, but I hear it. I will not argue you down. Kind of like I think Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the world. But if someone tells me that Thibaut Courtois is the best goalkeeper in the world, I will not argue with that. Right? It's close enough. Yeah? Yeah. So, yeah. I hear you. Chelsea on to 2 bill. Chelsea on the way home with the FIFA Club World Cup master. All right. So they have something tangible to show for it, is my point. It's been 21 years. 21 years. Not Brett. Saka is not world class. He's just a good player that's been overhyped. Won't argue that either. Saliba is world class. Won't argue that either. Even though I believe Gabriel was our best defender last season. So is Gabriel world class? You see? Yeah. Moss, Arteta has wasted 21 winnable trophies. Enough. I've had enough. Saka is right close in the center backs. Right there for world class. Blue Jays first place. Oh, okay. We're on to Blue Jays. I hear you. I see titles in the 80s. It's not the most winning favorite team club in the world of sports. I hear it, but at some point, bro, 21 years with no league title, 5 years with any trophy. At some point, we can't waste this good team that we do have. We have to start winning something. $1 billion man, $1 billion status. Or that's the way it says, wahaha. You are say BBK. Facts, you need to keep winning to stay. Yeah, absolutely. Champions League and FA Cup is coming. Let's go. Need to go Champions League matches again. Well, I mean, if you feel that way, book your ticket to Budapest right now. You can get a very good deal. You can get a very good deal now, a year out, rather than when we get to the semis and the algorithm sends the price to the roof. So Aaron says, Moss, world, what trophies do you expect Arteta to win this season? I mean, this is when it gets tricky, Darren, because when you put expectations on them, that's when the context comes. But in 2 years, in 5 years, context will disappear and no one will remember the Arsenal team that finishes second in 2022, in 22-23, in 23-24. No one will remember. But they will remember City did a 4-beat. They will remember Onslaught walked the league in his first year. They will remember that. Newcastle will finish above us. Don't see that. I don't see that. They're back in the Champions League. We saw what happened to them last time they had, 2 matches a week at the highest level. It didn't go well. No, I don't think. Here's the thing, Brett. I think the team is good. This is why the manager frustrates me, because I think we have enough to do better. I'm not just angry at Arteta for no reason. I don't know the man personally. I just think at a professional level, we can do better. He can do better. Well, no, I think we can do better. I think he can't. I think second is his max. So when he wins nothing next season, would you sack him? No. You know that's coming with some context, AJ. That's coming with context. $1 billion bottler, $1 billion red bottler. That could be the headlines next season. Hey, when Chelsea lost the EFL Cup final to Liverpool, that's what they were called, isn't it? $1 billion bottle job. And this is not even including the 3 FA Cup finals that they lost. This was an EFL Cup final. See what I'm saying? Consistently getting to finals. Eventually, you get over the line. Chelsea just got over the line yesterday. 18 likes, people. Like and sub to BBK. It helps the channel out a lot. It does. Out here doing this journey, trying to keep the little bit of standards that's left in the football club. He will be gone by Christmas. My first benchmark is the first international based on how we start. Based on who we start. You mean the Champions League PSG just won? Yeah, actually, Arteta believes he can win this. I actually believe he thinks that if his Kai Havertz didn't get injured, he'd actually beat PSG. The PSG player said we were better than them. Remember? I wonder if Luis Enrique told Maresca yesterday, like, yeah, y'all are better than us. He doesn't have to tell him, do it, because they beat him. They beat him in the first half. Chelsea finished the game in the first half and just shithoused the second half. And I don't mind it because you earned a 3-0 lead. You do whatever you need to do to protect it. I've seen teams do worse with 1-0 lead. You put 3 past them and then you be like, nah, we're going to shithouse every single minute. I'm going to frustrate you to the point where you have to pull my hair and get yourself sent off. They took PSG completely out of character. I have us 5th to 7th. I have us 3rd or 4th. But first is the goal. Make of that if you will, whatever you will. How wasn't in the hospital, you'd be in real trouble as it was. Man. Oh yeah, he was in the hospital for a good little minute, wasn't he? Must you just making excuses because you love him more than the club? Yeah, I have to believe. And I told Views yesterday, I don't have to believe in Arteta to believe in Arsenal Football Club. Because I can factually say Arteta was not a fan of Arsenal Football Club in 1991. I was. So I've been putting energy, money, time way more in this club than Arteta. So I dare hold him to account when he's managing my club. Almost $1 billion spent 6 years in. Dwight Howard robbed for the 75th day. Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, you know what? Next year on my NBA Wednesday show when the season kicks off, I might look at the list and see if we can rearrange, and see who's on there and who got snubbed and all that. But yeah, I hear your point. My tattoo of the crest of one since 83, 84. Okay. Hey, I'm not here that you love and support the club, Moss. It's just that see, the thing is we're living in the now, yeah? We're living in the now. The team is good enough to win, but we're not winning. So we're frustrated. So I don't understand people who don't understand their frustration. Kind of like the people who got upset at the Arsenal fans for being upset that we signed another Chelsea player who's out of form. So it is what it is. So please, you don't want him sacked after all this. I mean, it's so there are a lot of people, AJ, who are saying this is his last year, one more year, and then I say to them, so the 5 years wasn't enough. You need to see 6. I don't know if you remember how many of you were in the chat yesterday when I told Views, like, if you see a rotten tomato, a rotten watermelon on the vine that's going to ruin the rest of the vine, the rest of the fruits on the vine, do you pull it? Or do you wait until it fucks everything up before you pull it? No, you can see that the manager isn't good enough after 3 failed tries. Then you pull the plug and you give someone else a chance. The 80s. Darren's been a fan since the 80s too, so you're saying that this current team is better than the Invincibles. Hey, Moss is fully sold on drinking the Arteta Kool-Aid, the Barteta, you know. And in the end, come Super Sunday in 2023, we will all be happy and singing the praises as Mikel Arteta does the business. Because, like my brother View says, you think I want Arteta going more than I want the club to win? Nah. Why sack a manager? Players run through the wall for it. Really? This is where we disagree, Moss. And you want to come to news because the owners love him and I don't want to waste my time and energy. I don't think the players run through a wall for him. I think he has run the players into the ground. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a club get so many hamstring injuries. Hamstring injuries, but tear off the bone, grade 3 requiring surgery, hamstring to 4 players. When have we seen that? When everyone could see that the squad was being overplayed, and he sees the players more than we do, and he couldn't clock that. Yeah, I don't think the players run through a football phone. I really don't. You know, but it is what it is. It is what it is, people. But yeah, let me see if I can get through some more of these comments. Buffalo Bills lost 4 consecutive Super Bowls, and they were never meant with this. Been the same since. Definitely bottle jobs. Is that how far behind I am on the comments? This was the Chelsea reference, and they lost the FA Cups. Okay, people. Let me see if I can skip through some of these because I don't want to get caught up in the Chelsea and the Moss and the AJ ones where it's back and forth between Arteta because we clearly know where I'm at with the Arteta thing. We clearly know where AJ is on the Arteta thing, and Moss is showing us where he is on the Arteta thing. But at the end, they can shut us all up. They can shut us all up by winning it. Wahasa, you don't enter a random competition to win random games. You enter a competition to win the trophy. Yeah. I mean, the Palmeiras and all these other clubs, these Brazilian teams that were in this Club World Cup fully thought they could win this shit. They were good. I mean, Al Hilal knocked out Manchester City, people. I mean, they fully believe they could win it. Marcel, trust me, I know I went all the way to the back where no English gooners didn't. I did and lost the Giroud Charles. Thanks, Emery. So, Moss, this point, that's the point that we're making. Now you're about to walk straight into AJ's point. Because Emery had one crack at the Europa League and made it to a final. Arteta was in there for 3 years. And in the round of 32 got knocked out to the Olympiacos. And then got knocked out to Villarreal. We got knocked. See, this Emery that you thank here, he came to the Emirates and knocked us out the Europa League. Went on to win it. Then we got knocked out to Sporting following year. So I'm glad I made the point when I was beginning the stream when I said consistently getting to finals, the energy would be different. It would. Because I believe if Emery stayed and had 3 more cracks at the Europa League, if he could get Iwobi and them men to the final, he could have did more with that team that Arteta had for the following 3 years. Lots of sport content. Yeah, man, I got you. I just realized just how far behind on the comments I am. So I apologize if I'm going to skip a couple of these just to catch up. If I'm going to skip a couple of these just to catch up to where the conversation currently is. But big up to every single one of you tuning in, people. Aguna Matata is back in the building. Haven't seen you around here in a long time, but welcome back. Once you got a tattoo from 04, when's your next one going to be? Big Cap, 21 years. So the next time I wear Arsenal kit on stream is going to be when we win something next, or if I realize we're not going to win something, it's going to be the one that we wore when we won the last FA Cup, because I have all the kits, like I always tell. But it's a mad one. It's a mad one. There's the link for Guna Matata. If you choose to go subscribe and get you some more content. Big up, man. Big up to you, bro. Glad to have you, Dr. Seymour Buds, along one Bridges. Good, bro. Hope you are well. Hope you are well. Hope you are good, man. Damn, Moss gonna get me thrown up of promoting his channel. Oh my days. There's some digging ups going on. Who is this? This right here. Okay. Let me get to Darren against the Moss Sports World. We know that Arteta ain't winning anything this season. Watch him start his best break. I have this against Man U. So I was asked this question yesterday, and it's going to be very interesting now because I thought if we got closer to the end of the window and Gyökeres didn't sign and we didn't have a proper preseason, then Havertz would definitely be starting. And if we had signed Sesko, it would have definitely been Havertz starting. But now it's going to be, if we see him put Havertz in midfield or play Gyökeres out wide just to get Havertz in the squad, then, oh my God. Meltdown, absolute meltdown settings coming. But, I'm here for it because I mentally prepared myself for that. This season can go pear-shaped very quickly. Very, very quickly. Because if it goes pear-shaped quickly, the Gooners run out of all the excuses because one of the main excuses or one of the main points that they say is that, we're very good against the top six. Very, very good against the top six. His record against the top six is the best of all the managers. So I'm not worried about the fixture list at all based on that logic. But the games aren't played on paper in your historical record against the top six. So let's see you go to Anfield and do something. You turned City over 5-1 last year. Then you think City don't remember that? You think City don't remember the Lewis Kelly celebration? I think City has that date on their calendar to come try to embarrass us last season because we embarrassed them. We embarrassed Man City last year at the Emirates. We blitzed them. Our celebrations. Even Ethan, the game was 4-1. Ethan said, no, give me the ball. Man had his hands up like this. Give me the ball. Then turned around and bang, top corner. We ain't trying to run out the clock. We embarrassed City last year. So, City are coming for us. So the first 6-7 games, look out. You might see, he ran them into the ground. Absolutely. Ran their hamstring clean off the bone. Clean off the bone. But I don't understand how they can blame injuries, right? I do not understand how they can blame injuries, but absolve the manager who overplayed the players of those injuries. I don't get it. It was a troll? Hey, man, I don't. As long as the trolls don't say something crazy or something racist or sexist or, whatever. Because when you're hitting the nerves when trolls are in your chat. You're gonna wake up. You're gonna wake up and just go troll somebody. Come on, you hit a nerve when they're troll. Bruno Matata said, yes, BBK, he paid all that money just in the Cronkies. Damn Cronkies, man. The geeks of Muckaby is back. Called me out yesterday, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the challenge. Saying you told me that we would get Gyökeres done. It's not done yet. Man is not holding up the shirt yet, right? And Eze is next. As long as we go into this season with the squad with excuses for Arteta, no trophies. Thank you and goodbye. Landon Major. Let's go. We're all winners. I'm not Arteta in our art, just pro Arsenal. What a comment. I hear that. Give me some more of that. Give me some more pro Arsenal. So if Arteta is not the guy to lead us over the line, he can fuck off. The same way they told us, if you don't see what Arteta is doing, you can F off down the lane. So, he can fuck off. He can F the hell off. Because we were here before him and we will be at this club when he goes. Big up to the Latvian Gooner. Big up to you, bro, man. The Latvian Gooner is just out here doing numbers, 2.5K, 600, man. Big up to Mr. Robo, man. Latvian Gooner, formerly known as Mr. Robo, out here doing this. What a guy, man. What a legend. Big up the sweet cherry. Hope you are well. Hope you are good. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you're hitting that like button as you pop in and out the stream, like the mods say. Hope you're having a great day. Static says, Ero says, Static 100%. I know now not to deal with that mess ever again. That dude was a captain. Arteta real bad. Captain for he is loved. He is loved. Arteta. He is real loved. BBK, bro. Oh my God! If Arsenal don't sign the required players, this team will go downhill fast, quick, fast. Like it can go pear shaped very, 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 very quickly. Like there are people who actually think we'll get 2 points from the first 5 games, 2 draw. Like we will draw. I think Man United and Leeds and lose the rest. And I do admit like that Man United game got 1-1 written all over it. I'd love to go there and embarrass them and make an example out of them. I'd love to go see Gyökeres dunk on his old boss, right? And have everyone doing celebrations of. But London man buying a striker and getting praised for something he should have done anyway. Yes, but I don't think he wanted this move. Honestly, I think he wanted to sign more project players. That if he did win with these project players, he'd look like a genius. Because now Gyökeres puts expectation on him. Especially if we go get a Rodrigo. Oh my God. Now Geeks of Monkey say Eze incoming. Okay, cool. Lock him up. Go get him now. Quit waiting. Because let me give you a scenario real quick, chat. You wake up Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, and you hear Eberechi Eze has signed a new contract at Crystal Palace with a new buyout clause of £85 million. I think it's like 60 something now. But signs a new contract, does Crystal Palace a solid because they've been demoted to the Conference League. Now the release clause is £85 million. All of a sudden, Arsenal can't afford him. But go get him now. Go get him now. You don't have to worry about that. You do not. Because the scenario exists. Jamal Musiala broke his leg. If Florian Wirtz was not wrapped up at Liverpool already, Bayern Munich could have made a bid for him. So you can't foresee what Palace is doing. Other teams may come in for Eze. So if you really want him, go get him. Don't tell me you're trying to tie up the Gyökeres deal or you're trying to tie up the Mosquera deal. Can you not walk and chew gum at the same time? You have an entire staff. You got interns and all this shit. You don't have to be in all these meetings. You can get multiple deals done at one time. That's why you are paid millions of dollars, my bro. Darren said, Geeks of Monkey, if you are pro Arsenal, you are automatically Arteta out. Arteta out. Because Arsenal is not winning. Winning shut us up. That's the solution, That's what everyone in this chat, everyone in these spaces been saying. To be clear, BBK, not my info, no credit here. I am not an ITK. I hear you. But I understand why you think that Eze would improve us, because Eze does improve us. Eze absolutely takes us to another level creatively. Because I think you put Eze. I want to be able to go into games where we can sit a Declan Rice and still start a strong squad. Yeah. In games we know we're gonna have the ball, we're gonna have possession. You can start an Eze or Odegaard and play Zubimendi and sit Declan, or sit Zubimendi and start Rice. So I hear it. Big up, Mr. Battered. Love this community, man. BBK needs to set up a barbecue for me. So next year for the Club World Cup, not this Club World Cup is in my head. Next year for the real World Cup in these United States, if any of you men are coming over, make sure that you link up. Because one of the reasons, right? One of the reasons I made sure I retired this year, because in 2026, I want to be completely free. Me and the boys are going to get one of those recreational vehicles, those buses. We're not just going to go to one stadium in one part of the country. The RV buses and drive all over and do some barbecuing, some tailgating, what we call it over here, and watch some games. So yeah, absolutely, man. I'd love to meet some of you legends. Some of you absolute legends. Big up to the Latvian Guna said, just like Rodrigo was a smoke screen for Madueke, as hey, another Kallstrom. Oh my days. Mr. Robo, Bamba. I have been Arsenal FC since day one. Arteta, the players, nobody's bigger than the club. I repeat, nobody. You mean to include the manager static, okay? Because some people seem to forget that. When no one is bigger than the club, it's automatically the players, yeah? There's no way for the players to hide. There's no way for the players to hide. Well, there is no way for the manager to hide. He can hold corn. He can hold smoke. All the smoke. You know that, like that. Like Ransom and man says. Oh man. Darren said, Geeks, you have this wrong. Nobody is talking down Arsenal. We are simply saying, based on historical evidence, that this manager cannot get us over the line. I want trophies. He ain't gonna walk away. He's never gonna walk away from, 15 and a half. He would have to be sacked. He'll have to be sacked. And if he goes through another season, here's the thing. Us on this side calling for him to be sacked, Arteta out, can't get him sacked. We're going to need help from the people who are in the middle or some of his defenders to turn on him. And if a sixth season trophy list isn't enough, then we're in deeper shit than we think. Yeah, we're in deeper shit than we think, people. Trump doing his best to keep the stadiums empty for next year's work. I think the World Cup was here in '94 and it was good. That was it wasn't my first. Yeah, that was my first one that I was able to attend matches. I was in Germany in 2006 when the World Cup was there. It was quite an experience. Did go to South Africa in 10, Brazil in 14, but those were visiting. So this time I'll actually be fully retired and be able to attend the game. So it's going to be absolutely madness. Big up this stat. Like I said, I've included everyone. Yeah, bro, you have to. Everyone. Everyone can hold the smoke. Even Bertha. Even Bertha can hold the smoke. BBK, Newcastle just submitted a formal bid for Ekatike. Striker market domino is about to fall. I know man like Specs and the Jordy Dread is shitting bricks right now. Because Ekatike is a starting striker, isn't it? But I said we cannot allow Liverpool to sign this man. We cannot allow Liverpool to sign Isak, Mr. Barrett. Someone needs to hijack this deal. Barcelona. Lewandowski is 126 years old. Please come in and get Isak. We can't let him go to another Premier League team. Are we crazy? That would be criminal. The board and Cronkies are not bigger than Arsenal too. They need to leave with Arteta. Static is cooking, Absolute cooking. Simply, I want Arsenal to win for Gunners to be happy. How we get there, not bothered. Looking forward to the season. Need to find your positivity. Part of landing a major is the journey getting there. So, geeks, in 2022, 2023, when we were 8 points clear, everyone in this chat, I'm sure, were positive about winning. Everyone. And in the run-in in the previous season when Man United away in all those games, everyone was positive about we're going there to win. Because we had a tough run-in and we did that. But in that damn Villa game, when he decided to sit Partey and play Havertz back in midfield, when everyone knew that he couldn't play there. So frustrated. And lost us the league in that game. Because we win that game, we win the league. You know them ones. BBK, I agree. I'm still unconvinced about Bertha. Get the players in, and then we'll see. Like if he wants to make a statement, he get us Rodrigo. He will get the fans on his side so quickly that he can buy himself some time if he make a statement signing. The board and the Conquers have to go after covering up for protecting the former number 5. Vigilante, bro. The question for me is, what did they know and when did they know it? It does look suspicious. The day his contract expires, he gets arrested. Not gonna lie. And there's more noise needs to be made of that. I was supposed to be worried of PSG. Now, yes, sir, I picked you to win. I picked Chelsea out. Chelsea. 1-0 Chelsea is what I'll call. That's what I'll call. Thought you would. Honestly. No cap, bro. No cap. But big up to you and congrats on your trophy. And yeah, I saw you call out that Arsenal fan yesterday on the intervention with you. So big up to you. Because it's nice to see rivals do it because they damn sure don't listen to us. They just tell us to shut up and be positive. You don't have a dog in the game. You don't have a happiness. So you're completely unbiased when you say how you see Arsenal. So it may take rivals like you to help fans like us out on this side of the fence to convince some of these people that the club can fix up in certain ways. But big up to Yasser. I hope Static or E-Ross put your channel in the title. Allow it, brother. You got that sweet gunman already. Only fair we get the other. Yeah, man. It's the bad. Trying to walk the league. Man, trying to do an invincible. I was saying City will win it all through the season. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But the hope was still there because we were 8 points clear because we deserved to be here. We were blaming teams. It's not because City was bad while we were ahead of them. Now this season that just gone, we were ahead of City because they were shit. Right? They went like 2-11 in one spat. Went 2 wins in 11 and somehow finished 1 point behind us. Like, how is that even possible? Yes, the TV. Well done. PSG didn't even show up. It was horrendous, and your team played very well. Yeah, I think PSG just thought, hey, another English team. This will be a fourth English victim. That's what they thought, isn't it? This PSG slapped up Villa, beat Liverpool, beat us. I think they slapped up City in the group stage or league phase. But this was, their fifth English team. Premier League team, Farmers League, they call us. Yeah, we'll slap them up. In a final, you have to be locked in. How dare you overlook your opponent? Now, if this was like a over 2 legs, I probably think PSG win, or an NBA series best of 7, because I do think PSG is the better team. Yeah, but a final in a one-off game, get to a final. The energy around the fan base would be different. I'm going to continue to hammer on that point. Because if Arteta gets to 2 domestic finals next year, if he gets to the EFL Cup final and the FA Cup final, the law of averages support that you will win one of them. And then who will be quiet? Us? We will have to shut the hell up because he starts winning now. Right? But get to a final. Get to a final, my bro. You do not have unlimited time. I'm going to mute you, Yasser TV. Yasser is just, Yasser is a good dude, man. Yasser is a hell of a guy. No matter what Berta does, Arteta is the stumbling block. Hitting the 1 billion spent. Mark, no more excuses. Big up Hendo. Big up Hendo. I do worry. Part of me does worry that Gyökeres wasn't his first choice striker. So either he's going to have to, adjust, acquiesce a little bit to suit Gyökeres' style. I do like Gyökeres' style. Get the ball, run at the defenders, take shots from outside the box. We have the ability as Arsenal Football Club to turn teams over. When we turn teams over, I want us to attack them. Sometimes our buildup is just too damn slow. When we turn teams over, I want to see the ball get to Odegaard, 1 pass, bang. Gyökeres is through. You know them ones. Nah, you're not done, bruv. You are not done. You're fully in troll mode, which is you're well within your right, bruv. You are the champion of the world. You just beat the European champions. The PSG team where every one of us was big enough. So it wasn't a stinky one there. You blissed and blamed them, man. So I bigged up Chelsea in the beginning of the stream. Big up to you, bro. You did your thing. You are doing what we wish we could. Static afternoon. The board doesn't get away with it. They cannot be allowed to. They cannot be allowed to sign any more Chelsea players. But watch next summer. Yasser will be in these spaces talking about run my money again. Run my money again when we're linked with Dewsbury Hall. We're linked with Dewsbury Hall next year, people, and Tosin Adebayor and Fofana after he picks up another injury and can't play all season, So, but the same way I like the fact that I don't like, but the same way I can appreciate Arnslot coming in and walking the league in his first season to debunk a whole lot of myths that you need time and you need this and you need that. I can also appreciate this young Chelsea team winning because we heard the excuse when they talked about Arsenal. The reason why we didn't win is because the squad was so young. You know, BBK, he was arrested a further 7 times over the past years and bailed from what was been reported to the I think he meant to say like the criminal 7B. Not familiar with the British we just call it the police department investigative stuff over here, but that has been covered up. Now Vigilante, I'm not gonna lie, it does look bad. It looks terrible. I think from outside looking in, you can surmise and say they wanted it to say former Arsenal player arrested. You know but for me, it pretty much comes down to what did the club know, when did they know it, and if they knew that this was what it was and still continued to play him, then someone needs to be held accountable for that. Absolutely not that. Isak better stay at Newcastle. It will make it more for an interesting season. Liverpool ain't interested in interest. Waha. That Man City stockpiling and they want to have something to say about it. Now, are we gonna bark? I think someone said Arsenal bark like a bulldog and bite like a puppy. We need to bite. You add Rodrigo and Eze, and then we definitely have something to say about this. You know what I'm saying? Because none of us can tell Yasser that Chelsea isn't finishing above us next season. Yasser, if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but you believe you're better than Arsenal right now. Liverpool thinks they're finishing above us, so does City. So that's 3 teams gunning for our necks, right? So, hey, if they want win the league, they need Osimhen or Isak, like Liverpool. But no, I mean at this very moment, I still think Liverpool are favorites because Rudy Tomjanovic, remember the great Rudy Tomjanovic, never underestimate the heart of a champion, and Liverpool are the current champions, so I am respecting that. I think they are the favorites. But you get me a Rodrigo and a Eze, and I like our chances. Even without Eze and Rodrigo, I still expect us to do something. Because if Chelsea go 12th, go 2, 3, 4 managers, go 6, go to conference, pick up something, come to America, pick up something, and then leapfrog us to a league title, along with the stench and the bad taste in our mouth of Tottenham winning the European trophy and parading past our stadium with it. On Arteta's watch, heads will roll. Heads should have already rolled. But, what can we say? We know what we are. We know where we stand on this. BBK, after this, I only promote channels when you tell me to do that after that Moss fella. Man, all right, Eros, fair enough. But you know the regulars. Like I won't. If you see views in the chat, you see Latvian Gunner in the chat. You see them, the Waffle Don, Shane. You know the deal. Aaron. Yeah, you know the deal. But yeah, man, big up to you, man. I hear that. I absolutely hear that. Maresca, Tactical Masterclass. So I can't lie. Reece James and Cole Palmer's role were very well thought out and executed. The superb setup didn't give PSG a sniff. Yeah, I hear it. Mr. Evans and Chelsea did their thing. Can't lie. Where in the world is the world champion Madueke? Man was rest of his teammates was lifting the trophy and he was lying to the Emirates to do his medical. It doesn't matter who the alleged striker is. If Blunderman doesn't want to improve his tactics and team structure, the goals will be hard to come back again. I think if we get a Rodrigo, Gyökeres scores 25 Premier League goals. I think you'll get 7 or 8 tap-ins from Rodrigo cooking his winger. And Saka cooking his fullback. Saka cooking his fullback. That diagonal cutback would be there just but we turn teams over and play them clean through. Got a couple of screamers in them when we push these back. I hear it. Absolutely need better wing play on our left hand side. And I just don't think Madueke is that. Whenever people are out here showing me Madueke's stats, showing Madueke's stats as a left winger, if he's going to play left wing, people, we are in deep shit. If Madueke is coming to Arsenal, play left wing, we are in big, big trouble. Where is it? I find it. Where did they do it? Didn't I? Yeah, nice. If Madueke is coming to Arsenal Football Club to play left wing, we are fucked. 007. He's not a left winger. He barely has any output on the right. He's coming to be our left winger. We're in deep shit. I guarantee you, Rodrigo doesn't go 007. We started my left wing. Nope. Don't believe it. Do not believe it. That exceeds 28 likes. Yes, people. Can we get to 30? Can we get to 30 likes, people? City, Liverpool, Chelsea should be fighting for tooth and nail this season. Matter of who's staying, who has staying power throughout the season. There's Newcastle, Villa, and Spurs with something to say. Yeah, man. Hey, we must say something. Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle, Arsenal will be in the final shaker for the Champions League. Spurs and Villa will be hovering around those top 5 positions. Hey, I hear it. I hear it. Do you think Martinelli will get his debut at left back if Skelly gets injured? With none of your friend in front of him. Oh my days, he better not. He better not. No more left back. No more left backisms for Arteta. No more. I'm a bust lower left back. We cannot have that. We cannot have that. But people, we have made it over an hour and a half. Got through most of these comments. Lovely, lovely chat. Big up to E-Rouse. Big up to Static. Big up to Mr. Batter, the Assembled. Big up to every single one of you, man. I kind of lost track of the chat there when it started to go left, but I trust you. I trust you, man, to do the business and take care of what needed to be taken care of. I appreciate it. Absolutely appreciate it, man. Got to go do some more therapy. These home exercises. I can't wait to be walking again, man. I can't wait to get off these goddamn crutches. Irritating me to my core. But this is part of my therapy, my mental therapy. Thank you all for tuning in. I got to go to the physical therapy. Thank you all again. I can't thank you, man, enough. Big up to every single one of you. Take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.